what we're going to do now, we'll just stay online and go right to HB 85 for introduction. I don't believe we'll have any testimony on HB 85 today. We'll just get the bill presented to us, and then on Wednesday when we come back, we'll start with HB 156, and then as time remains, we'll go to HB 85. So Representative Reinbold, thank you for coming. If you would, give us introduction to HB 85.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and also members of the House Education Committee. House Bill 85 is an act relating to college and career readiness assessments for secondary students and the restrictions on collection, storage, and handling of student data. Article 1, Section 22 of the Alaska State Constitution says that the right of the peoples to privacy is recognized, and it shall not be infringed. It is the legislature's responsibility to implement privacy rights. Our children's education is the most cherished resource. Thus, a parent's right to decide what is best for their child is necessary for success in Alaska students. This bill allows students to opt out of any statewide assessment. As the education system emerges into the digital age, including our assessments, it is our legislative duty, as outlined in Article 1, Section 22, to protect the privacy, security, and confidentiality of our citizens, including their students' data. Throughout Alaska and our country as a whole, there has been growing concern about the collection of personal data. House Bill 85 addresses these concerns and strengthens our state's student digital privacy laws. House Bill 85 will enhance data collection transparency to parents and guardians by requiring the State Board of Education to make publicly available an inventory and index of all student elements with definitions of student data fields currently in the statewide longitudinal data system. This legislation will help require the establishment of a data security plan ensuring compliance with federal and state data privacy laws and policies. In addition, House Bill 85 will prohibit the sharing of personally identifiable information for commercial purposes. And I would like to point to FERPA. The FERPA laws is the Family Education Rights and Protection Act. It's in the U.S. Code 1232G and also 34 CFR Part 99. And personally identified information, PII, is defined in FERPA as any information that directly identifies a student, a parent, or a family member. Indirect identifiers are things such as the date of birth, mother's maiden name, street address, etc. FERPA defines education records as anything directly related to a student's education, and also that they're maintained by an agency or a party acting for an agency. So with that, that's the introduction to the bill. Mr. Chairman, would you like me to go through the sectional analysis of version P?
Madam Vice Chair, if you would move version P as our working document, I'd appreciate it. It's right here.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I move CSHB 8529-LS0301/P to be our working document for consideration, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Did you want to go through sectional? Go ahead then, sure. Okay. If you would, go ahead and start from the beginning and we'll...
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. Section 1 amends AS 14.03.075A and it allows students to opt out of college and career readiness assessment. Section 2 adds a new section requiring DEED to provide the legislature an annual data security report. Section 3 amends Alaska Statute 1403.115, allowing parent or guardian to request a written electronic copy of their child's record. Section 4 is a new subsection. This prohibits the use of the personally identified data for commercial purposes. It requires parental consent prior to sharing the personally identified data to a consortium or interstate educational organization. And it also defines consortium. Section 5 adds a new section requiring each school district to adopt a data security plan to inform parents of the student data that is collected. Section 6 adds a new section defining the term student data. Section 7, AS 140702OA, directs the department to set a policy in place for students to opt out of any statewide student assessment. Section 8 amends AS 1407.165 to direct the State Board of Early Education Development to adopt policies and procedures to protect student data. And then there's some repeals in Section 9. With that, I'm here for questions.
Okay. Well, rather than go to questions, what I'm going to do is when we come back together, I'm going to want you to go over the sectional again, just to kind of reorient everybody, and then, then be open for any public testimony. And we'll do the best we can on Wednesday. We'll just see how it goes. There's 2 bills up, so it looks like the HB 102 will not be ready, just for the committee's information. So with that, we're going to set the bill aside, and thank you, Representative Reinbold.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.